to full country to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia, for Liberia, Liberia, for Liberia, yeah. From Monday to Sunday, from Monday to Sunday, it's focus on Liberia. Talk about home affairs, in diaspora, current affairs, reliable information, history, talking about culture, politics, education, entertainment, business, sports, advertisement, articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday. Focus on.
We are Liberia.
Guys, what is it you guys are doing to my show? Let's go to the Liberia National Anthem. Let's see what's happening.
In an atmosphere of democratic interaction between government and governed, a group of individuals came forth and requested permit for a demonstration on the identical issue. Government invited the individuals in an attempt to effect a meeting of the mind. True to our firm faith in democracy, the exchange was free and frank. We reiterated our assurance that the matter was continually under advisement, that we would still welcome any new suggestions, and that at the end of the day, only the supreme interest of the people would prevail in the matter. Soon we were again informed that in spite of all that had transpired, the demonstration would still proceed in total defiance of the laws of Liberia and duly constituted authority, notwithstanding the fact that they had been denied a permit when requested, and this information has been repeatedly brought to their attention. As I have sworn, as your president, to defend the Constitution and enforce the laws of the Republic of Liberia, I had to discharge those sacred responsibilities in defense of the nation and its people. in the melee occasioned by a defiant and illegal demonstration. The most tragic misfortune occurred of the death of some of my precious and promising citizens and wounding of a number of others, all of this with the attendant development of damage to millions of dollars worth of property. Had government not exercised restraint, there may have been even more casualties. I'm deeply hurt and aggrieved by this national tragedy, and I extend preliminarily in this manner my sincere sympathy and profound regrets to the affected families.
You can see the development in the movement here. And this is what God is having with Facebook. And the God is having on this recommendation, this is the thing to do. Go, corruption, go. There's no way around the Environmental Protection Agency. I can say that for fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of On Point. Today is the 24th of May, 2026. Today, this weekend is Memorial Day. Today, we're supposed to pay tribute to our fallen heroes. And in the inception of this particular show, you saw and read and heard about the rice riot. A great man by the name of Gabriel Bacchus Matthews, the father of multi-party democracy in the Republic of Liberia in the truest sense. 1979 rice riot. Fast forward to why there was a coup in the first place was because of greed and corruption, nepotism, tribalism. And we said corruption. And in our third clip, you saw the renowned lawyer, human rights lawyer, Gonglo, with his broom sweeping, corruption go. Go, corruption, go. That was during the George Weah tenure. He said, corruption, go. We will sweep corruption out of here. And he went and ushered in and endorsed Joseph Boyka and the Unity Party to come in and sweep corruption out of Liberia. As we pay tribute to the great men and women that have lost their lives serving our country, we want to salute them, and this is why we are here today. So most of our topics today will be around corruption, nepotism, looting, tribalism, sectionalism. The more things change, the more they remain the same. So those music and those clips, they have special meanings in our history. So today we are going to go down memory lane and we're going to look up into what's happening today. Let me welcome the Honorable J. Victor Nangwe, who can relate to our long sojourn. Welcome, Honorable Nangwe.
Hey, Mr. Gamer, it's good to be with you. Mr. Tao, it's good to be with you. Let me join you in memorializing all those who are falling along the way in our long search to create a better Liberia where we can all freely pursue our happiness, and peace and joy. In so doing, I'd like to extend again heartfelt sympathies for all those who are mourning the loved ones, including the natives who themselves got killed in this process, going back to the 70 plus crew chiefs. I believe 72 or 75 of them.
78.
There you go. In 1916, including uh, the 13 people uh, who were executed on April 22nd, 1980. And all of us who have lost friends and relatives. I mean, I'm talking here progressives, I'm talking natives, I'm talking Congo, I'm talking all Iberians. And I'm specifically renewing this call because of late I've seen the back and forth between Ms. Veronica Mamido and Christina Taylor, who I believe is a niece of former President Charles Taylor. And I just have to say this. I think we all need to take care, you know, how we grieve our loved ones, uh, remembering that there have been losses on all sides. Uh, all of us have lost, relatives in this process. I can understand the pain, the personal pain being felt by representatives of all sides, but I think we should take care not to ignore the genuine suffering that we're all feeling, or pain that we're all feeling. And so, as we are grieving our loved ones, we just want to take care to also recognize that others have also lost relatives in this process. And as we're talking, this particular week we lost Dustin locally, one of our progressive brothers, a stalwart of the progressive community. He made a lot of contributions to our country at several levels, from the student activism days to his service in government, service in opposition politics. I just want to send out sympathies again to all of my progressive brothers and sisters who are mourning along with the family of Dusty Wolokoli. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, J. Victor Nambe. Let me go to Honorable Joseph Tao from the great state of Texas. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Gibman. Welcome back, Brother Nambe. Where have you been?
Good question, Joseph. Mr. Tao, you're right. I've been on the road over the past, I think, 3 weeks or more. But I've been here in the continental US. I've just been on the road. But it's good to see you guys.
Yeah,
I know you missed me. I know you're not saying, but you missed me. I get it.
I said we missed you. I asked about you a couple of times, but nobody could say.
Thank you, Mr.
I like
Tao.
for you to be on the show.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the concern. Yeah, we've been on the road, my wife and I, back and forth, but I'm glad to be here with you today.
Okay, that's good.
And I miss Mr. Waller too. Let me say that.
Sam Waller. Yeah, but look, I'm glad to be here, and hi to our viewers and our listeners. Yes, we have to memorialize a lot of things. A lot of blood was shed.
Yeah,
and a lot of this stuff is over real stupidness, is over selfishness. I don't know what the issue is, but if you look, let's start. If we can go further back, whether Barkley or whoever, they deprived the people, they gather all kinds of stuff, and what became of it? They all sitting there. You come to Tubman, you come to Doe, you come to Taylor, you come to Ellen, it's going to be the same thing. They think that they can do these things and they and their children can be better, but at the end of the day, what happened? Those things lay bare. They take the looted wealth, they bring it into somebody else's country, it gets frozen, and the country continues to suffer. And it's in the same country that their children, their grandchildren have to live, or at least identify with. Because if you go anywhere, no matter what type of citizenship you hold, they want to know where you come from. And you'll be ashamed for you to say where you come from if the place is messed up. So sooner than later, I mean, we should try to get this stuff sooner than later. that this individual accolade and achievement doesn't work. Individuals don't have power. It is group that have power. We don't understand group relationship. And this is like Brother Gilman was saying here, that's the problem with this corruption that we have, the perpetual corruption in Africa, because it really don't make any sense that one group of people will get there and they think they can steal, and the rest of the people will be poor around them, and the infrastructure is going to be destroyed, and they think they can actually live and enjoy. No, it's not possible. So the sooner we get away from this, and this thing is going on and it's happening in this government. It's not just, it's constantly going on. So when will it stop? When during slavery or whatever, or colonization, you will see a small boy that is about 5 years old will come and slap a big old black man that can pretty much squeeze him. Why do you think he will do that? He know he can beat this man. He know that on an individual level, because that the young boy know that there is power behind the group out of which you come from. Any of us can get wealthy and have so-called money. We can't protect it unless that money is protected within a group structure, a group that is strong enough to defend you. So we are dying for nothing, and everything that we're dying for is just bad. And the sad part is all of the conditions that existed for which all the death took place still exist, and it's even getting worse. So I will stop there for now, Mr. Gilman.
Excellent, excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, do us a favor, share this show, send in your comment as you are doing. Let us know where you're tuning in from so we can send shout out. Today, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, a long weekend, but it's a solemn day in these United States. But if you are in the United States and you got dual citizenship, or you from another country, you can also memorialize people within your orbits. Since Liberia and America are inseparable, we will also memorialize all those who have lost their lives. On this particular platform, we will honor them. We are talking about corruption. We are talking about the rights riot. What was the reason, the root causes of all of these fracas in Liberia? If it were corruption, you saw Honorable Gonglo dancing during the campaign 2023, sweeping corruption away. During last week, for the first time that an audit were done in this administration that covered just a brief, an inch, few months of this administration, with all the knowledgeable people, supposedly knowledgeable people in this government. I will read it briefly. Says the Ministry of Finance and Planning, Development Planning, Liberia Revenue Authority, and the Central Bank of Liberia have announced sweeping reform to Liberia Revenue Collection and Reconciliation System following the release of a damning audit report by the General Auditing Commission that uncovered widespread discrepancies, unauthorized transactions, and operational weaknesses across the entire government revenue system. Discrepancies, unauthorized transaction at the central bank. Discrepancies, unauthorized transaction, and operational weaknesses across the government system of the Republic of Liberia. We are talking about corruption. We are talking about those who purport to be sweeping corruption away, and those that were brought in to eradicate corruption. We are finding out they may be worse than their predecessors, as educated and trained as they say they are. At the Central Bank of Liberia, There are discrepancies in almost every transaction. To make matter worse, they do things that are illegal, unauthorized transactions. People just do whatever they want with the people's money at the central bank. And they deliberately do that by operating a very weak government revenue system. It has to be on purpose that you go into operate a complete system that is so weak. So here we are. Let me go to our headlines today. Let's go and see what is.
I wanted to comment on that real quickly, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Your statement was hanging in there. I thought you were going to land. It sounds to me, and I have to go back here, but it sounds to me the very, very reasons for which a luscious title was removed, right? Unauthorized expenditure at the National Bank of Liberia. You understand me? And this is the full circle that everyone is saying this government has come. Everything they accused the previous government of, they're doing it. They seem to be doing it, and probably even on steroids. This is the same reason that Elections was removed when Samoa was brought in by the president. Talu Su, of course, and he's getting paid, I understand, upwards of over $300,000 or so, or per annum, I believe. And so I'm listening to you. I haven't read a report, but those very words, they're ringing hollow to me, and they're sounding a bell to me. They sound like something I've heard before. And if one was removed for the very reason, what are we gonna do about this current one? It's the same reason that was removed.
This is the Joseph Wakai according to the A team.
Exactly.
The A team.
Yeah, I'm looking at Double. I'm looking at Gus, and I don't recognize the other person.
The chairman of the central bank.
This is the chairman of the central bank, Samoa.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So here we are. We are here to keep our government and our officials' feet to the fire. There is no way that trained people who are supposed to know better, sit there and deliberately run a system that cannot be audited, a system that cannot hold anybody responsible because they, according to them, they don't have a system. So they are now going, after almost 3 years, they are now going to start working on systems to reconcile their discrepancies, to stop unauthorized transactions at the central bank, and address operational weaknesses across the Liberian monetary system. Let me welcome Sam Wallow. He says he is reading a report written by the government, critiquing the government. This is a very positive sign. I know we've been saying this. I know it is positive.
That is saying at least mentality that government and others are wanting.
Yeah, but
at least.
No,
so what?
But Nambe,
at least.
No, but Nambe, you stay in the public square and say, listen, yes, you're looking for rogue. I'm the rogue. Give me credit for admitting that I'm the rogue. That's why you're talking here. Say the government, we should applaud the government for critiquing that, yes, they are thieves. Wallow, you know better. Go try again. Jen Mabaro, thank you for tuning in. Said, Mr. Taiwo, hello. I can miss you during the weekdays, man. Mr. Namwe and Mr. Gamer, hello, yeah. Hello to you too.
Hello, Jane. Hello, Jane CDC.
Yes, sir. Flex Electronics. It is official. That's correct. Dr. Fidel, congratulations to the mighty Arsenal. Okay. If you are in the UK, you're still celebrating. After 20 some more years, Arsenal finally won. What Waller want me to understand that Joseph Boyka just submitted a landmark bill to the legislature.
Look, I have to give it to. Let me give it quickly to Wallo and President Boakai. I mean, it's 3 years in, and again, I'm not pushing the elite mentality, but I have to give him credit for pushing for the war crime and economics. Quote two separate bills. The president submitted, and I agree with Wallo. I think those are really that's a good move on the part of the president. Um, I just hope that when passing the law, the requisite funding will be provided to these entities so that they will be functional, because that has been the problem from the asset recovery team, so on and so forth, to the DEA and all of these people. They don't have funding, which kind of ties their hands on their backs. But I agree with Wallo. The president did a couple of things during the week. One of them being the submission of these bills. I think he's worthy of commendation for that. Two, I believe the TIA bill, the president has also he's applied the brakes on that, allowing for a review and corrections in the manner and form in which it is crafted, so that there's a lot of concern about this TIA bill. And so, yes, so commendations. I absolutely agree with Wallo to the current government of President Boakai. And we hope that, they continue to push. And for instance, especially these two institutions, and give them the legs and the funding they need so that they will be effective.
Let me welcome Honorable Aliu Kamara. Once you appear on this show, we send you an invitation. You are honorable. Because we don't see people like Wallo. We don't send them invitation. So that when I appear, when you appear, you are honorable. Welcome, Honorable Kamara.
I wish Wallo would also. I'm sorry, Aliu, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step in. But when you finish, I want to come because Wallo didn't talk about the almost 6 bills that the CMC has also put forth. He didn't talk about that. But go ahead, Aliu. Welcome.
He didn't talk about the Joseph Boakai landing with a private jet in Foya yesterday. Go ahead.
I can already tell that this show is going to be good.
Because you're here.
Because you're here. Because we not praise Joseph Boakai, so it's going to be good. Your Christmas will be good. On the eve, it's looking good.
No, it's actually Mr. Nangbi commending Joseph Boakai. That is something huge. So I can already tell that this show will be good.
I've never commended the president before. Jerome also does too. Even Tawo has done at times. So don't come here and start making it sound like this is a landmark, like Wallo would say, landmark. It's a breaking commendation.
Breaking news, eh? You don't mind him. Just go ahead, man.
I feel go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I was in Liberia,
what muscle man still looking at that for?
Listen, go get your own muscle. Your own muscle in your jaw. And you got no muscle anywhere else.
He's jealous because Joe looking good. He's jealous.
I'm athletically built, Jerome.
That's right.
I'm athletically built, Jerome.
When I was in Liberia, the guys were selling these at the airport when Senegal won the African Cup of Nations. So I bought this and I'm wearing it to commemorate and support Senegal. So whatever FIFA is doing to rob Senegal of that trophy, it is not going to work. We are not going to recognize Morocco. You can give it to them on a platter. You can send it there. The original and official winner, the legitimate winner of the African Cup of Nations this year, Senegal.
Yeah.
And we saw them win. We saw Senegal win.
Yeah. Talking about that, Jerome, quickly, congratulations to the Weah family. I think Timothy Weah.
Times Square. The guy is.
He was honored. Yeah, I mean his. They have his billboard in Times Square.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that is huge. He's following his dad's footsteps, I think, but he was honored by the city in which I think he was born, where they grew up, and the president was there, the former president and the wife, as well as I think Timothy's brother, and a lot of relatives, aunties, and uncles. So congratulations to Tim Weir. He was honored this weekend by I forget the city in the borough in New
Honor
York.
for what?
I'm sorry.
Honor for what?
For achievement.
What achievement?
It was.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What
I'm
achievement?
just asking. What achievement?
It's an honoring homecoming, Joe. It's like I come from a small.
You don't know who Timothy Weir is?
Exactly. So
Like
like
Now
you come from a small village and you're on a world stage. You understand me? And you go. The people are happy that you put them on the map, and they so they had a beautiful ceremony. Timothy Weir is a superstar, Joe. Don't you agree?
Listen.
No, I'm just somebody being a superstar or not a superstar. If they say they are honored, we need to know what they are honored for.
But the American thing and not Liberian thing, you don't need to know nothing. The American thing, and not your business.
Listen.
Yeah, but it's discussed on the Liberian platform.
Listen. If LeBron James goes to Akron, Ohio, he gets a hero's welcome beyond anything else because he's a child that was born out of nowhere in Akron, and he's #1 in the world for the past 23 years. So when he's going home to Akron, Ohio, it's a big deal. Just like you.
Yeah. When you're born, when you play football, become valuable player, then they honor you. If you're just a poor immigrant, they say go back to where you're coming from.
That's right. You got nothing to contribute.
But Jerome, it's two different things. If you getting a hero's welcome and being honored, that's two different things.
Okay. I'm just saying.
So that is I heard the word honor. That is why I asked.
All right, Joe, English now my mother tongue. Now, so
Tao.
Yeah.
I went to an event last night, Fort Myers. There were 3 girls that got PND, Doctorate of Nurse Practitioner. It took them 6 years each, but 3 of them did that. The Senate of Fort Myers honored these women.
Yeah.
These are women that came from some of the poorest areas of Kenya. They came to the United States. Not only did they make it, but for women whose parents do not speak English, don't even wear shoes, from that village straight to PhD. It's a quantum leap.
Yeah, but
so I
think you're trying to oversimplify. I just simply ask. I'm just saying, what was he honored for?
I just told you.
Timothy Weir, what is he, the president's son? If
no,
he's
honored, not because he's the president's son. No.
They didn't honor him because he's the president's son.
No.
As it stands, he is the top player on the U.S. national team. And for his contribution for playing in Europe and everywhere he has played, he has carried the flag very well. So they honor him at the face of the U.S. national team. Of all places, Times Square.
Okay, I mean, you just explained it. That's all I wanted to know. I'm not saying that he's less valuable or whatever.
No. For Taiwo, man like you, when you go back to Taiwo Town, the first man from Taiwo Town to lead Taiwo Town to become chemical engineer in these United States. Do you know what that is? Yeah. When you go home, I know you will be scared to even eat them because they will kill you. That wish people. But let me leave Taiwo.
Yeah, let's go to our topic, man.
When Taiwo go back home, he don't drink water, he don't eat. You don't shake people. You don't shake people's hand because they kill him.
The thing that he does, that's why he's applying to me.
Yes, but yes, gentlemen, today should be a great show. Today, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend in the United States, and we are memorializing all of the great men and women that have fought and lost their lives on our behalf. So the John McCains of the world and everybody that you know have ever taken part in defending this country. to make it possible for Aliu Kamara to come from Sierra
I
Leone.
didn't try to agree with you on that. He said it doesn't honor people like John McCain.
Okay.
But go ahead.
But they are not my heroes. Why would I honor them?
For someone like Aliu to come from Sierra Leone by way of Liberia and then to the United States. I mean, those you gotta give those guys credit. Then you go to Barroco. Then you go to Grand Bassa County.
I thought Ali was gonna be at the Metacoma, road project launching. I don't know how
can we start the show? We already use an hour.
Listen, man. Listen, this is what this show is about. You come out here. You come here with your own agenda. You and Wallow got your own agenda. Today is Veterans Day. We're here to talk about veterans, what they have done for us. If it wasn't for them, you would still be a setting trap in Taiwan.
No, if it was not for them, I would have grown up in Liberia.
There's a comment in the comment section from the CEO, Dennis Jai. He wants you to talk about his 7 p.m.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah. Let's get on with the show. So Mr. Tao will be okay. I think he's
because we have important topics here.
Okay,
especially number one.
Listen, man, let people hear. You see why I say you came out here. We are hitting the agenda. You want to talk about number 4, number 3, or number 1?
Because I requested to put number 1 on this particular show because it's a major stuff.
You see? Because it is his interest, so he wants to don't go there. But
it's not my personal interest.
Mr. Moderator, I appeal to you to please grant Mr. Tao his wish.
Yes, if the chief is here, if you could please give us the flyer real quick so we can know what is on the flyer. We're talking about it, but Honorable Dennis Jai will be here at 7 o'clock. He has a special. I don't have the flyer. I don't know what the special is, but when Dennis Jai is doing it, it's going to be nice. So tune in at 7 o'clock today to be part of the show. But today we are celebrating veterans, and then we are going to go to some serious issues in Liberia. They are all serious. But today, number 1 on the list. Last week we saw, about 2 months ago, there was a group called the Bandy Association in the Americas. They appeared on our show. And the president of the Bandy Association name is Dr. Yekison. I'm giving you the background. Dr. Yekison proposed that the Bandy Association wanted to do some major projects in Liberia, and they have tried to raise money. He says they couldn't raise anything. So they decided to ask the Liberian government if the Liberian government could legislate taking money from Liberians and giving it to them to do major projects in Liberia. And the question to him was, who are you and why should we give our money to your organization? Are you running a parallel government? What is it you want to do? He said they want to build roads, they want to build schools, they want to build electrical system, they want to do water system. Those are things that they think the government needs help on, and they want to do that. So he was suggesting that everybody who sends money to Liberia, $1 should go to them. And then the money will go to the central bank. And from the central bank, they will decide what project to undertake. This is where this whole bill is coming from. Then they took the bill, they sent it to one of the king's men named Joseph Jala. Joseph Jala took the bill and gave it to Honorable Senator Dillon, because Senator Dillon carries some weight, and he's the chair of the Diaspora Affairs in the Senate. Dillon saw this. Like in a government, you want to give us free money, we'd love to take it. So he paused this bill on the floor last week. And the bill calls for $1 on everyone who sends money to Liberia to go to this group through the central bank. This is why we are here. So, Mr. Tavo, since you requested this, most likely you say it's of interest to you. So Senator Dillon proposes a $1 diaspora transmitted fee. Who is behind this? What is it meant for? Where is this money going? And when will it do it? And how long will it be taking this money? Is there a way out that I do not
Mr. Gamer, you got 30 minutes.
He laid the groundwork now. Don't interrupt him now. Come on. Don't do the boy.
You already understand the point. Ask the question, let go.
No, listen. I think you need to go on the cloud, reload it, so where y'all can just praise each other. So the question here is, where will the money be going? When will it start? When will it end? How long? Is there a way for me to opt out if I don't want to be a member of their organization? I don't want my money. Can they take my money without my consent? This is where we are. Tower, you take a first crack at this.
Okay. So in the first place, I hope Dylan is listening or watching this, or anyone that is listening that know him, relay this to him. Because if you look at the so-called proposal, I don't know these guys. Ordinary citizens are in no position. I would want to believe that it's Dylan and his boys that are trying to get into Kahoot, and they're trying to use an excuse. But they're putting in it that to build roads, electrification, agriculture, just about everything that is needed to run a country. So if you look at that so-called bill that he put together, that is pretty much junk, that is a criminal stuff, is that now they want to run the entire government off of money that people are sending from here to their people, having hijacked the entire country, cornered just about every resources. They exhausted everything. They're not looking to steal money that is being sent into the country to people for their children's school fees and to everything else. And Dylan think that by him saying just a single dollar that is supposed to mean something. The same central bank that we just read about here, where they're doing over-the-counter a transaction, which shouldn't even be, that it will be in a special account, that it will be audited. How many audits have been published in Liberia, and what become of it? If these guys could go into the accounts and steal from the US and the Europeans on money that is deposited in there, and they pretty much are threatening, they have to start scrambling to put it back. Imagine what they would do. So Dylan and his criminal group that is here in the US that is trying to steal, you better desist from that. Because I can assure you, if you make any attempt of that, you're going to actually be removed. Election is coming. That's one. And that is not even going to go through. Because you ask a question, where would it stop? No, it's never going to stop if you allow them to do stuff like this. And guess what? It's going to move from $1 to $2 to $5 because how much is it to run the country? Like what? Let's say what, 800 million on average? Isn't that what people send home? So how did it? So if you are an investor here in Liberia and you send money for your business, they're going to start hijacking it. How do they know which money is remittance and which one is investment or people personal stuff? But it's this kind of nonsense. But this is what happened to people that are not qualified. That they've seen when Opon was in power, where I was in power, this guy supposed to be this light. He can't ride first class. He can't do this. He lied about everything else. He is supposed to come from Monrovia. That's where he's representing. He can't do anything there. Then normally them look up. Buchanan is the dirtiest and run down place. That small area. Couple of Basel people in there. They can't even get together for them to even clean the area, to open the streets, to even pave it. They've stolen all the money that the country is generating. They're collecting loans that they're also looting. Now they're looking at money that can come from here so that they can also hijack. I'm calling on different organizations here in the US, what is you say, whether it's whatever group, that this is something that we should speak against. If the diaspora decide that they want to form an organization, just like you said, it should be something that is formed here. The government have nothing to do with it, and people should choose whether they want to invest in it. And something like that, I wouldn't mind. But these are the proposals that are made. That then the organization is set up here. The people that are running it both here and there should be people from the diaspora, subject to U.S. law, criminal law, and financial law, so that if they mess with that money, they're tried here and they're dealt with. The government in Liberia should have nothing to do with any of the diaspora and decide that they want to organize something. If you allow this to take place, they will be going from $1 to $2 to $5 to $10, and you will never be able to stop them.
Let me go to Aliu Kamara. I read the bill, and it has several issues. We spoke to some financial experts. We brought them on. And in the bill, they got words that are interchangeable, like Liberian Patriotic Fund, you name it. So here we are, Liberians, without our consent, they are trying to take money from us for them. This is, some people call this taxation without representation. Liberians don't vote in Liberia. We don't have voting rights. So why would they take my money with no option to opt out? And it says that this is perpetual. I mean, forever. Once it is into law, it can be changed. Your take on this?
Mr. Given, first of all, this particular topic, I don't think we should spend too much time on it, but I'll give you my view. This particular thing you're reading over there is unconstitutional. The Liberia Revenue Authority is the one that collects taxes. So there's no way you can set up a law and say collect money and give it to money people. So what the Madingo Boka is, collect money and give it to me too. So I mean, if Donald DeLong actually took upon himself to put this in, hoping that it passes, then I think there is something wrong there with DeLong. But this thing, even if it passes, man, one through the Supreme Court can trash it. It will be unlawful. It is just unlawful from the beginning. I can't understand why anyone would take upon themselves to push the thing in for passing. Even if it does pass, Joseph Baga will veto that thing. That's one thing I know for sure. So it is, first of all, it's illegal to say one section of Liberia should have the right to collect money. The government should collect the money from them and then give it to one group of people in the country. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen or heard. I can't waste my time on that stuff, brother.
Well, Honorable Kamara, we were saying the same thing in 2005 when they were setting the high salaries and perks, and they were giving $2,000 per housing allowance because they said, we just came from war, people need money to have found somewhere to live. It's 20 plus years, and that $2,000 is still being given to folks who are living in their own house. And we can't reverse it because it was codified. It was by law.
Yeah, but they're two different things. That salary and this one is taking money from one group of Liberians and giving it to another group of Liberians, bypassing the taxation process.
Yeah,
that's
but
the IRS.
What's about your money taken and given to somebody who live in his own house and you giving?
No, you see, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. That is legal. It is legal to increase somebody's salary. Whatever we can say it's unfair, but doesn't mean it's illegal. What we're talking about here is bandit people collecting their own taxes through the very same government that's supposed to collect tax for all 16 tribes. That's illegal. That's what I'm saying. Can't compare the two.
So what happened if we took the money out and put diaspora, Liberia in diaspora?
It will still be wrong.
Okay.
The money for developing the country goes to the government. It don't go to a tribe. It don't go to diaspora. It goes to the government through the government coffers.
Honorable Namwe, there are serious issues with this here. First of all, there's no organization has the power to go into the central bank. So these people they are suggesting maybe running a parallel government because only the government can go and operate out of the central bank. So the lawmakers, we send 800 million to Liberia every year, $1 each of those transactions. Okay, government looking for money, and somebody came and say, "Let me put all my money into your account, and then you can later on give it back to me." That's the biggest Ponzi scheme I've ever heard.
So let me just accentuate the point that this is a parallel government which is seeking to take all the government responsibilities and ascribe them onto themselves. If you go in Section 8B, specific areas of development, education, healthcare rather, water and sanitation, infrastructure, agriculture and food security, youth empowerment and employment, community development, culture and tourism, defense and security support, telecommunications and technology, basic social services, and emergency needs. These people, they have realized that this government is not getting enough chopping, and therefore they want to create an avenue whereby their statutory responsibility that they're supposed to perform as a government, they will be getting the money out of the budget and do nothing. And Mr. Kamara, I can understand your frustration. And sometimes people get frustrated. We all do that. Oh, they can't do nothing. I ain't even doing nothing about it. But this is going to be an imposition of a tax on you and I in the diaspora. The legislature is given the power to levy taxes. They're going through the legislature. Going through Jala and Dillon is not by mistake. They are going to the legislature to make it a law, statutory responsibility, taxation on us in the diaspora without our input, without our consent. What they're going to do is every penny that you send, they said somewhere, I think in Section 3, I can find it later on. Every remittance, whether it's money transfer, whether you use the MoneyGram, you use SendWave platform, they're imposing $1 on you. This is in addition to whatever fee that we're already paying.
2%.
Thank you. Now, if you go to Section 3, Section 3A and B, one section says this is voluntary. Right under that, 2 says voluntary. 3 right under that says mandatory. So they themselves, they're confused. But all in all, this is an imposition of a tax on those of us in the diaspora without giving us the option to either participate or not to participate. I should be able to choose to participate in a project. Give me the option to opt in or opt out. 2, I think Mr. Gilman has said this is going to be a taxation in perpetuity. There is absolutely no time limit on this. I would probably say, let them try out for a year or 2 or 3 years and let's see how they do. And then we can all decide to sign up. But no, they're signing you up now to the end of your life. You'll be giving them $1. And then they take all of the responsibility for a government that already has a $1.2 billion budget that they are swimming in, buying themselves a car every 3 years, feeding their generators, scratch out all of these. So I think Dr. Yekesin, I think he means well, but the way they're going about this, I think they need to apply the brakes. I agree with all of the people who are raising concern, including even the Yula. Yula is raising concern about this. I heard him talk on the platform, on another platform, talking about Yula has a buy. I don't think so. Some of the Yula people are writing out on social media. They are the biggest Liberian diaspora organization. Never mind the fact that right now, they are humble and weak and all of that, but they represent the Liberians here. Then I don't think they're a part of this. So I think Dr. Yekesin and others, they need to relook at this again and find a better way. I think a better way would be for them to give us the option to participate. I can choose to sign on or not to sign on, but you can't impose a tax on me involuntarily on my behalf and go and execute projects on behalf of the government that for all intents and purposes is taking private jets everywhere to go. and we're just giving them more opportunity to do that. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm going at this. I don't know where to stop, but I think it's they're going about it in the wrong way. So, back to you, Joe. I think Joe wants to come in.
So Tao,
Yeah.
let's. I know you're coming here, but look at the legality, right? Can can we collect taxes here in the United States and send it to a foreign country? Isn't this one of the reasons why Stanton Waterspoon was sentenced for wire transfer of people's money illegally? Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that is what I was trying to point out. But before I go to that, my brother Nangwe said that he think that Yeke sing mean well. No, he doesn't. Because if he mean well, he will organize his group and they will go and raise their money.
Well, Joe, I know you're talking, but when I say meanwhile, he's trying to help us develop our country. I think that is the overriding concern.
No, he has a project as a private entity, and let them go and raise that money the way they can. What happens if the Mandingo people wake up and they want to have their own for them to tell the government to subtract money? They Bassa people, the Pella people, the Gil people, then what? So it doesn't work. He don't mean well. I don't even know, just like Kamara said, I don't even know what, but this is how you see that the guys that supposed to be the lawmakers, these are the people that you depend on, that they will make the right laws and take the country in the direction. Because Dylan, or if he actually even had the inclination, this is not something that he would even be associated with. But what was Dylan managing before he even entered government? A guy gapping all over the place. After he came in, he won't ride a $45,000 car. Then he said he got a ride. Then he lied that he not riding first class. Then he said, I let my mama down. Was it your mom money that you used when you rode first class? Yeah. Then he left from there. Now they are trying for them to steal more money. Look, I told you all here before. It's not just this government, but the governing system, the way it's set up in Liberia. You can make $1 trillion available. The more money you make available, the more the guys will steal. The structure is open and it's set for corruption until that thing can be changed to where there is a lot of breaks and checks put in place, where people are actually penalized, losing things, losing lives. Because if you commit corruption, that leads to the death of people. That's murder. In China, the FDA head could now with some company approve some baby formula that had no nutrition in it. And they killed 8 or 12 babies before they found out. Guess what? He was executed. They considered that murder. So corruption leads to the death of people. But the guys are not held responsible. And he is telling Dylan is going over there that they will put in the central bank. It will be in a special account that they will audit it as if the same central bank that did Dylan and all going and signing up at the counter and picking up bags of money. The same thing Ellen said that standard they did it. We are thinking they did it. They are doing it, and it's that same central bank that they will that they will take money from us and place it. So look, this stuff right here. I saw this and I knew that they already tied up all the money. They are now willing for them to give any money back. You would think that around this time they should have gone back and done like this stuff, like purchasing vehicle for themselves, all this phone card. They got by the time they release all this money, they have enough money for them to start building the roads. In a 6 years period, they can target a year at a time. But they don't want to do that. In fact, they're even asking for more money. That they're working too much. That what they're getting is not enough. So what? USAID left. The Swedish people already left. The EU left. So now the country can't run because what they did was they hijacked all the money and they were depending on somebody else to bring the money from their country. So the people in the diaspora, that money that go home. How do they determine so if you send investment, if you're trying to invest in Liberia and you send your money for investment, they will just take it because they consider remittance. So if I send somebody $1 for them to put money on their phone to call me, they will take it. Then they will say, good luck. They will just $1, so we took it. It's the kind of nonsense. On top of the 2%. Anytime you send money, they already put a 2% in. I don't know how 2% is a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
How they came up with that? They are not
what are they doing with that 2% in the first place?
No, they are not. They already pocketed that. They're not satisfied. They keep coming. And they're pushing this country more and more towards crisis and conflict.
Yeah. Let me go to
Mr. Gilman.
Yeah, close on it, please.
Yeah, Mr. Gilman, this thing will not pass. Unless the garden really, can drink coconut water through their nose.
Why you say that? Why you say that, Mr. Kamara? Tell me why you think it will not pass.
But Joseph Jala is a lawyer, is a counselor at law, well-experienced man. You cannot have a parallel government in Liberia. There's only one government in Liberia. All right? You cannot compete in parallel with the Ministry of Health through the Central Bank of Liberia. It's not going to happen. This is a club that they own. When you say this man came, he got going, no, I think you know him, so you like him. I don't know
that you're listening at all.
Okay, this kind of bill should not come from anyone who passed the 6th grade successfully. This kind of bill should not come from your mind. You shouldn't even think about this. If you really want to carry out development, if you said that there must have business who can go and say, okay, you know what? I got yellow machine at Grading Road, nobody pay me nothing. So with that money, can you give me half?
Hey, be careful there. Don't mix it too. Okay?
You understand what I'm saying?
He's making a point. That's right.
Yeah. So if you got a blip, we got all kind of organization, we got all these tribal organizations. You go among them. You prepare an article of incorporation. You go to the Ministry of Commerce and other places, register and become legal. Open your own your organization account as a non-for-profit account where you're not supposed to pay any tax on those, and then collect your money from your people, the Bundy people, and put it into the Bundy account. I'm not Bundy man. How will you come to me for me to be paying money into a Bundy account? What does that have to do with me? So this is not legal.
The man said the road he's going to build, even though they're going to build it, but Mandigo people, Bassa people, you can drive on it.
No. We want drive on the one from Public Works.
So I know you said we're closing, but I agree with Joe and Alio as well. I think, like I said, maybe I shouldn't say it the way I say he means well, but Joseph Tower asked a question about what has Dylan done before he went in the legislature. The same question can be asked of Dr. Yagesin, what has he, because I heard him saying on the other platform, trust me, this is me. I am the one, that's not sufficient. I think they need to give themselves time to go and put this into practice, see how they will practicalize it, because, he's talking about the deal will be, the custodian of this form will be the national bank. But the central bank, we know that all these people from the former president, all of them go into the national bank and take out money you just read that, unauthorizedly. So he's writing the theory on paper, but what is he going to do to stop the current minister of finance from taking the money from if it is housed at the national bank? What's he going to do? What's the power he has to go and stop it?
He said he's going to sue Joseph Boakai.
Yeah.
That's why he said, ladies and gentlemen, if it wasn't serious, it would be funny. For this man to say on his letterhead that all Liberians are members of his organization, all. And I asked him, how did I become a member? Is it the fact that you are a Liberian, you are a member?
Exactly.
He said we had a time. He said we had how do you call it? A chat room. Something. He said there were 700 members.
So what?
700. So I said, if you had that much, he said, I said, how come they not? You not
exactly 700. You can get $1 each.
Yes. So I said, but how come? He said, listen, we tried it. It didn't work. So I said, but if you don't have the idea, he said. We tried it out of the 700, only 50 people were able to pay their due. 50 gave $1 each.
They got $50.
Yeah, $50. Now he tried it for 2 years, it didn't work. So he said, you know what, I think I should go to Liberia and send my kinsman. That's what I asked him. Have you ever worked in Liberia? He said yes. under whose administration? He said Ellen. I said, Ellen is the banker. Why you didn't put this forward to Ellen?
I beg you.
Why you waited for Joseph Boaga to come, your kinsman, then you give it to another kinsman who is named Joseph Jala.
Joseph Jala, exactly.
And then you go in and then come here and say, trust me.
Joseph Pato Jala. But quickly, Jerome, Imara brought here, this guy spells his name YEA. He's not Stephen Yeagerson. I know Dr. Stephen Yeagerson, he was uncut now before he went to LU. So that's not his relative. I just wanted to answer that. Also, I agree with my brother Steve Buller here, Moses. Mm-hmm. This is taxation without representation. You know, we have our dual citizenship bill languishing. They don't want to move it. Every chance the president gets, he demonizes it.
There's no money in it.
Like crazy, you know. He's calling out dogs barking, but he wants our dollar. You know, with taxation without representation, let us give us.
They had nothing to do with just a bug.
All right.
Okay, so let's start the new topic with Aliu. You start this one. This one, I don't know what is going on in Liberia. Something either for the, I think more something got to be in the water that he's drinking because it just doesn't make sense.
It's not the water, it's the rescue train. There's something on that rescue train. It's not the water.
But the guy who is over the water is making all these things that are just erroneous. Anyway, you were in Liberia, you are a Unity Party person, so you got water, you got everything going on in your house, in your neighborhood area, because you guys are doing good. This man says 76% of Liberians have access to safe drinking water. So people are saying, how reliable is this data? So I went to the WHO website, and I went to all the other places, and it says here, safe drinking water in Liberia that is qualified by, city water, pipe-on water, only 4% of the nation, not only the nation, but in Monrovia, 4% has access to pipe-borne water. 95% of people outside Monrovia have various forms of water from the creek, they dug their own well, they fetch water. So where is this man? I mean, I know he wants to show that he's working, but how do you come up with this kind of number and to the point where he has been summoned to come and give evidence? How? I mean, how do we?
Is it not the same rescue train that created 70,000 jobs? People come up with positive numbers. You know that. But let Aliu speak to it.
But Mr. Nangwe, wait for it.
No, I'm giving you more boom. Go ahead.
No, you're not giving me boom. Mr. Game, and all respect to the platform, I think Mo dragged those numbers out of his ass. And yeah.
See you and
all respect to the platform. I mean, he's an educated man.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I don't know where he drew the numbers from. Go ahead.
How do you come up with 76%? 76%, that's almost the entire country.
Absolutely.
The work can conclude with 76%. They can say all of Liberia has water. They can say that. So you can't lie like that, because these are lies that are easy to be disproven. I was in Liberia, even though I live in Malgibi, but we are on the outskirts of Maserati County. The whole of Cinco does not have water. The whole of Cinco doesn't have water. How will you go and pull a borehole in Bomi and even conclude that Bomi County got water? Even Thomas Brown alone with that water will not be sufficient for them. So I think he needs to go back and think. And sometimes they gotta advise them. There's over exuberance. Sometimes makes all of us look funny. Let him actually do his tabulation correctly and organize his numbers. That particular number, that was an insult, and I don't think he should have done that.
Mr. Tao, on this end, those of us who get funding from the state and federal government, usually they want to know where are your obstacles, what are some of the terrible things that are happening that's stopping you from achieving your goal, so they can help you with experts. They can help you with other folks to make you look good. So usually you go there and tell them, listen, my goal was that I was going to have 76% of the nation, all Monrovia had water, but we are down to 4%, we need help. So people come around and help you in different. But this man is saying from this number, the World Health Organization, USAID, European Union, Aliu Kamara, they don't need help because they have achieved 76%.
That's the whole country.
Yeah. So these people don't need help with water. They don't need help with anything because if you accomplish anything, 76%, that's almost up to optimum. This man is saying 76%.
You know, the guys in Liberia, they really don't care. Because you are in a country where you are never held accountable. You are in a government where if you are in a position that's supposed to hold people responsible, they say, my man, don't do that, man. That the man on a chopping spot there. Oh, my man, don't do that. The man had children in school. You know that this statement in a serious government is supposed to be dismissed immediately. I went back and I checked. You know that this was World Bank and IMF project from as far back as 2006. They claim they put hundreds of millions of dollars into Liberia water supply. It was all lie. The last time I saw Mo Ali, it was last year, sometime like the beginning of the year. He was jumping around all over the place around that Mount Coffee area. There was a 40 or 60 million dollars World Bank project that they're running, this 32-inch pipe, all this one that will be water all the way to Robertsfield. There is no water, just like Lee said. There is no water even in Breville that is closer to that place. I have property there. There is no water there. And for this guy to jump up and say that 76%, Mo Ali is not stupid. He knows the environment in which he's operating. He knows that there are no consequences for stability and for misbehavior and for lies. But who's going to hold him responsible? Everybody else around in line. They set the standard. That is what they're supposed to do.
Let me go to. Go ahead, Land.
Let me land. So it's the same stuff with the power. When I said there was no power in Monrovia, there was no power there because the same World Bank crap, the one that has stole $1 billion from Liberia, said that they fixed that they rehabilitated that hydro. $1 billion. I keep asking people, you believe in these guys? Look at that. Is that $1 billion investment? It can barely provide power beyond its own border. Then after they were done, because this is a con game, the goal is to indebt you. Then they jump up and say, oh, look, you need to do power sharing in the region. They sign you up into something else that created a subscription. You know that the power stuff from Africa is a subscription. Whether you use it or not, you have a minimum that you have to pay. Then the moment this whole stuff happening in Iran, what happened? They need their own power. So they cut down Liberia to like 10 or 5 megawatts. All of a sudden, everywhere there is no power. Then the same World Bank, after they failed on 2 projects, where is Thomas? I hope he's listening because this is the project. These are the guys that they hire at the phase that come back. They oversaw these things that they said they're going to do solar farm. Man, I'm from that particular industry. It is a very weak area. That is not what Liberia need. $100 million. I've gone here and look at the numbers. You can open 3 hydros. Okay, built to about 10 to 15 to 20 megawatts. In places like in the US, here where the power demand, you can supply up to 600 to 700 or 1,000 to 2,000 homes. Places like in Liberia, you can supply up to about 100 to 300,000 homes. Imagine having 3 of those, one in the west, one in the middle, one in the southeast, and you tie those power line in. But no, that will make you to have power. So the crook thing is $100 million. They're indebting Liberia again, and they're going to build solar farm. So all this stuff right here, it just keep going on until we can stop trying to believe that these people actually can bring us something that will work for us, where we actually start pointing it out, where we start resisting, the people that claim to be the educated people and experts and the citizens, we can start resisting, call these people out. We're going to continue to go this way. Because why would Mo Ali care when IMF itself is saying that they invested $700 million, USA had the $700 million or $800 million in your agriculture, and you can't see it, and nobody questioned. They said that they put $400 million in your water purification and pumping, and you don't see anything, and nobody questioned. Why would Mo Ali care? He will also say, I'm surprised that he didn't even say 96%.
Wow. Victor, the gentleman, someone told me that they were very comfortable with him because he's a math person. He has expertise in water. He never worked anywhere before. I kept asking, does he have any experience that corresponds to whatever written on the paper? They say he got a degree. But the last time he was in Lofa County, he said he dug a borehole for 7,500 feet. I've never heard. And this guy says
They're going to space.
Right. Then he came back and said, no, it was 750 feet, and people still found that to be ridiculous. And then the same group of folks put this thing in President Bouakar's hand that they raised, what is it? Yeah, that they created 70,000 jobs. These are the folks that the president depends on because they're supposed to be young, energetic, progressive, and they write these crazy stuff. And the president doesn't have time to edit somebody's stuff. He's on the podium, they put it before him, and he reads it out. Then he has to come back and retract because somebody wrote something that shouldn't have been written. But Mo Ali is somebody. I listened to someone from his office the other day say, "No, you guys, you're taking it out of context." He meant you have access to water, borehole, creek, or well. Yeah, take on this.
But first of this is the I'm one of those who said he's a student of science. He has a science background. I understand. Say he's the chemistry or so, and in the sciences, we let the numbers do the talking for us. But I remember again, I think it was the same Mo Ali right after the president declared the 70,000 jobs. He went on OKFM on one of these stations where he went to defend, and he said he left the actual copy on the printer. Remember that story? That what he meant to bring to the station, he left it on the printer. But having said that, Jerome, you're right. They say access to water. First of all, they say about 10% of people in the Monrovia area, and first of all, Monrovia is not Liberia, but about 10% of the people have managed safe drinking water, meaning chlorinated and all of that, But the report him said he couldn't look. They're talking about rainwater. When it's raining, you put your bucket outside. That's access to water they're talking about. Some of the things they're talking about. Then, you talk about the borehole and all that. Those are tasks performed by NGO and other stuff. For him to come on, purging the number the way he did. But look, credit must go to Musa Hassan Belete. He wrote a letter to the legislature inviting Mo Ali, and I think he's going in on Tuesday to go and defend these numbers. How did he come upon these numbers? 10% of people in that have access to drinking water, the rest of the people outside of Monrovia, less than 5%. And you and I come from the village. We get our water from the creek. You go there, you got the dirt on the road. You blow the place. You clear the Thank you, Ali. And then and then they say when the water you go in the place, the water is still don't drink it. But when you run it, you brush it, you put your money in, you drink. You understand me? And then, of course, you go home now, your stomach start getting big, and all of that. But, I'm disappointed in Mo, that he's not using the numbers to do his talking. I honestly, I agree with Ali. I wouldn't probably have said it the way he did before we get sanctions. But he's taking the numbers out of the blue air, the thin air. I'm just shocked that he did the way he did it. But let's hear what he has to say on Tuesday. But, this is the rescue, this is the MO, President himself, he came out and said 70,000 jobs created. Where does he get that from? But we'll see on Tuesday he's coming in. Hopefully he will convince us where he got his 76,000 from. 76%.
That that news conference is going to be packed. People
Oh,
are gonna
Give me 10 seconds.
yeah, go ahead.
Let's not negate the fact that Mo Ali is a productive member of this government.
how?
He lied about 76, but that was his downside. He is a very productive man. If you go to Monrovia, and which I think he has slapped in the process, but he's been the first water and sewer managing director to challenge, this huge project. The way you used to have the city centers in the Central Park leaking defecations, that has reduced drastically. And I think he's been slow. And as much as I say he's working, he's been slow. And one of the reasons why he's been slow is that he's not strategic enough. You depend on budgetary allotment. You cannot start by providing water in 15 counties. That is not possible. So the effort you apply will be barely noticeable because you will not make enough impact. I had recommended to him on several occasions, do it county by county, starting with Moserado first. The following year, you can go to 2 counties at a time for their major cities or 1 capital city in each county. If you did that a year at a time, you'll be able to cover 5, 6 capital cities in your first term. That's okay. But it doesn't make sense with a $5 million budget, and you think you will go all over the country and provide water.
Let me ask you this. You know, and I appreciate the fact that you're making a case for him, but are you telling me that he's out of his mind? He puts a budget off for $5 million to cover 15 counties, and they're giving him $5 million, and now you're going to sit here and tell him to start with 1 county?
But
there's a problem with him. I will know that. Wait a minute. Let me push back on what you're saying. If he knows that it will cost him $5 million to cover 15 counties, and he puts in for $5 million and he get a $5 million, why would he not work on all 15 counties? What are you saying?
No, you got to understand something though. Every time he put in a request, the senators have to agree with him because he is running again. And this is where me and Mo falls apart. He is running an entity that's supposed to generate income,
right?
But because he's not strategizing. I can go in a village in Grand Gita and supply water and expect to make money. You know, if most water countries don't have water running everywhere, he needs more than $30-40 million. But what the government can be able to give him is around $5 to $6 million. So it's a drop in the bucket. What I'm saying to him, and I'm saying to you here, if you're receiving such a small money, then you have to re-strategize. You have to reprioritize. Now, the first thing you need to do is supply services to places where you can get funds. And your funds, coupled with what the national government will help you with, will increase your ability to do more work in the country. But he's not doing that. He's just spreading around. And I keep telling him, the thing he's doing is dumb. But he's a very hardworking man. Let's be honest. He's in a good place and he's working really hard.
Aliu, I'm not a math major here, but if you have let's say all things being equal, right? You got 76% of the people with water. Then he turned around, he said about 50% of people, they are delinquent, they don't pay for their water, okay? So their water is cut off. So 50% of 76, I'm not a math, but you're down to 30 something.
I do you to lead that thing long time, and that makes sense. Yeah?
But look, Jerome.
So Ali, let me ask you this. Let me ask you, then you can answer. So to you now, the best performing government official that when you're talking about like that, you not get sense.
No. I wouldn't use the word best performing.
Well, you said.
He said hard working.
No. I said hard working. Somebody can work hard and still not accomplish. And somebody can work easy, but they're working from here and they accomplish more. He's not working from here.
I agree with you.
But look, let me say this, Jerome, real quick. Look at what happened here. Mo Ali is in a difficult spot if he actually intended on really achieving anything, right? Because there's several key areas that when Ellen came to power, the so-called international community told her to relinquish over to them. And man, for like 20 years, I've been saying it, and I was vilified and I was branded all kinds of stuff. I said, any nation that is going to succeed, you cannot allow outsiders to control your power, health, education, sanitation, because water is part of that. But they knew what they were doing. It was to handicap the entire system, set these salaries in place. Then the country have no more money, so you can keep running the World Bank credit. When you are defaulting, the IMF come in and rewrite your monetary and economic policy. This was the goal. I was pointing it out 20 years ago. I was called all kinds of names. What would Mo Ali do with 5 million? So you see why there is 5 million? Because that's the only thing that they told the government that is good enough, and they were going to subsidize the rest. But what was that subsidy? They were stealing from their own countries and looting administrative fees and bringing nothing in. And the government they're dealing with, because they have no intention of accomplishing anything for the country, so they were happy to even steal the 5 million and then just share it. But Mo Ali cannot, with even 20 million, he cannot go into the various countries to really provide water. For you to provide water adequately, just like I said here, why did they put $1 billion at that place? Look, my friend that is like my brother, very close, he did his PhD thesis in this, and me and him worked together, called distributed generation. Distributed generation is that you localize your power generation close to the source of where it's supposed to be used. The cost is small. The nations can actually raise the money, because if you need to build a $20 million dam or $15 million dam, a $30 million dam is easier. World Bank kick against that, because the country can raise that money easily, and you can actually, and it's smaller, so it's easily manageable. So go and look at World Bank whole policy. The goal is to push humongous. It's like when you go buy a house, go to the realtor and talk to them. If you say, I want to buy the house for $150,000, you barely, no realtor want to talk to you, because the commission in is too small. But the moment you show up, you say, I want to buy a house for $1 million, they will be begging you and even giving you everything, because the commission in is bigger. It's the same predatory capitalistic stuff. So they come with these huge things, right? What happens if they have built all these dams? Because with the dams, okay, they built one in the central area near, let's say, Vonjima. They built some on the Sesto and on the Cavallo. They built some on the St. John. That's why you can use for you to pump water. You can now have water. You can supply the water easily to these places. So until that kind of system is put in place, the one-man coffee, what is it going to pump? Is it borehole that you're going to go drill? And then it's not going to work.
Absolutely. Guys, listen, we are going to go off topic here real quick for something that is trending in the country that I need your opinion on. In these United States, when terrorism was at its height, every airport, and they still do, see something, say something. A young nurse at a hospital in Liberia noticed a group of folks, according to her, that came into the country. They went on a church convention in Uganda, and they came back, and 5 of them were showing symptoms of Ebola, because she'd been through this before. She said their noses were running, their eyes were bloodshot red, and they have fever. And coming from Uganda, she suspect that this thing could be Ebola. And nobody wants to listen to her, so she went, and she went on Facebook and said, prepare yourself, get ready, take precaution, that stuff is here. This morning she was arrested, charged for what we don't know. Let me go to Ali. I thought they were bringing her in for questioning, but why would you handcuff a nurse and take her into custody? Why?
Yes, she deserves it. And the reason is simple. You can't get on the internet and raise issue that terrifies and traumatizes the Liberian people or your citizenry. Ebola in Liberia, we know how many thousands of people die as a result of Ebola. The moment you say Ebola in Liberia, it's like when you say the rebel then coming, people start running. If you don't have the facts, you haven't heard from the public health agency, You haven't heard from the Ministry of Information. They are clawed with that responsibility. Listen, if I would have came up and said something like that, even if they needed me, it was going to be easier on me. But a nurse at that, can you show us the Ebola patient? Can you? So you don't just come out and just raise false flag like that. So I don't think they should do a whole lot to her, but I think she should be punished, even if it's moderately, so that other people can learn that you just don't use this social media to frighten others.
Honorable Taiwo, I was at Palm Beach Airport. I think I was going to Philadelphia, and somebody left a backpack. And they alerted Homeland Security. Everybody was there because it is being said, announced on the PA system. See something, hear something, say something.
Yeah, the backpack was there.
Listen,
that was all the Ebola patients.
Listen, somebody said, because I was in Liberia when Ebola started, right, in Firestone, and somebody said this thing in this place. The first person died out of Firestone. Then somebody died in Central Monrovia, and it started spreading like wildfire because nobody wanted to listen. So everybody let it go, and we paid a dear price. You think this woman should have been arrested, or they should have? What do you think should have happened to her?
So the Ebola situation that happened in Liberia in 2014 is a whole nother stuff. It's deeper than that. So, but that's not for this topic. But what happened here is this, if you are in a system or in a country where the people who are tasked with recognizing something, because if you're a medical practitioner, you are trained for you to be able to observe possible symptoms. And if you alarm or if you inform the right people or the people based on how it's supposed to go based on hierarchy, and nobody says anything, and you go the next step and the next step and the next step, and nobody says something, and they say leave them alone. Yeah, you have the right for you to alarm. Now, I don't know how she wrote the message, but if there is Ebola in southeastern or eastern Africa, everybody that comes from there is supposed to be screened and quarantined immediately, knowing the history of how it went on in 2014, 2015. So there should not even be a nurse that should even wake up and sense something or see a symptom. So arresting her for what? So what you are saying there is that this is a very lazy and weak government. Not this government specific, but just like in Liberia, like every government, because they lack the ability for them to do anything. They don't want, look, man, I was in Liberia. I met a lot of these guys. Very empty-headed. They have no drive. They have no energy. When I mean energy, for them to do anything for the country, for them to do anything that actually, because for you to accomplish so you have to actually put in effort. They lack the desire. So if you say there is somebody that you have to jump into action, you have to put in work. These guys are visiting their girlfriends and stuff, and little girls are beer pilots and all this stuff. You trying to tell me that they should try to leave now for them to get into stuff. They already planned their trip to Watawi Waterfall, and they have to stay home on the weekend. That's the kind of stuff that you're dealing with. So this lady, according to what Jerome said and she wrote, she informed the different areas based on the level. Nobody says anything. So the message that this is sending is that if you see something that could even be damaging, if you even see armed men and you see them training and you see them loading guns, you shouldn't say anything because the government intend on covering up things. It said that for the people to be afraid or something that could actually decimate the population. It's just like the guy that we talked about, why it was a year or a couple of years ago that saw that the scholarship stuff was corruption, it was wrong, and when he spoke up, he went everywhere else and nobody wanted to listen. He spoke out, they arrested him, they fired him. It's the same thing.
But you were not arrested.
Matthew Yaplu. But he had to flee.
You were not arrested.
He had to run away.
He was prosecuted.
No, he didn't have jobs, so he had to come back to the States. You were not arrested.
You was fired.
He was fired. Only for us
Yes.
to find out that everything that he said was true. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. So if this lady is speaking and nobody wants to listen to her, yes, as a public citizen, she has the right for her to do what's best for the public to announce it.
Let me go to Victor. Victor, this one is a touchy one because some government, some other places will have brought on here to say what information that you have that we need to investigate. Now, by arresting her, to me, she was shut down. She won't say anything.
That's the intention.
Not only her, but everybody else, yeah, who may have some valuable information now that could save our people will likely, shut down. I agree with Joe. I think they should have issue out, um, and information bulletin. You understand me? And if she was wrong, I think they should have issued a statement and expressing, what they are doing to prepare for the eventuality, because we know it is going to arrive in Liberia. There's no even but. It is going to arrive in Liberia because people travel these days.
God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid, but it is going to come. And so, they need to do what Dubayan did, Dr. Chris Dubayan, issue out, precautionary, advisory, what you should do, hand watching and all of that, no handshaking, no hugging, all of that kind of thing. But I think taking this woman in, and I think intimidation, like Joe is saying, that was the objective. And then that's wrong. Because just like you're saying, Jerome, anybody else who wanted to help our people, and if God forbid, if it ever did arrive, they will not be afraid to say so until the government can say so, which would likely not happen until the number of people have died. So I think arresting her, really, I think it was heavy-handed. I don't think it was a mistake. I can understand the concern that the government may have, not to necessarily, put fear in people and all of that. But I think they themselves, they have heightened the concerns about this case. But I don't think arresting her was a good call.
But let me ask a question, Jerome.
Uh-huh.
We know that the history of Liberia with Ebola already, right?
Right.
I know a lot of people that died. And this is now on the continent and the possibility of spreading. Why isn't there already a team at all the port of entry? With all of the
How do you know? How do you know they're not there? How you know?
The government didn't announce it.
Yeah,
but everything cannot be announced.
No. Yeah. You have to announce it.
Everything cannot be announced.
Alil, please don't do this. Please don't do this.
No, everything cannot be announced.
Yes. This is about public health and
we live in Dumboya to tell what happened at the border.
Jerome, this is a public health and awareness. You have to make an announcement. This is about awareness.
To calm the people.
They say when there is crisis or a potential crisis, they will let you know. We listened to Dr. Dubayan yesterday. He even did a podcast that there is no Ebola in Liberia.
But
he said it just yesterday.
How does he know?
That's not what we are saying.
How does he know?
Aliu.
People come to have the infrastructure set up already at the airport.
You've seen it now that panic is about to set in the country, right? Because
and that's what we're trying to avoid.
No, listen. The way to avoid that is to be transparent so the folks can have trust. If you came out now tomorrow, right? The government have not said anything whether anybody came from Uganda. What happened? We find out tomorrow that yes, people did come from Uganda.
Then we'll hold it against the government. Until then, the government say everything is okay. Let's take that for it.
No, listen. What the American government or other Western government will have done will say, ladies and gentlemen, we heard XYZ cells. It's under control. These are the steps.
Yeah, that is what happened in Ukraine. In Iran, man.
This is what we are doing to make sure that we safeguard the nation, including XYZ. Continue to do this, do that. and you outlet the fear of the people. But
Let us
this is
all the time want to
listen,
attack, all
Aliu.
the time want to attack Iran again. Let us tell that one. They gotta give the real reason.
Jerome,
Listen, Aliu. Listen, this thing is very. Let look at the Saloma border, right? Yeah, Saloma says something about the border that you guys didn't like. You arrested him.
No, we did
Fired.
not arrest him. We did not
Well,
arrest him.
listen, you arrested his livelihood. You took him. You took him to wherever. You fire him. You took him out of the place. Shut him. You wanted to shut him up. Same thing here. You are drafted it to dragging the woman to court in public, in cuffs, taking her to court.
No, it's nothing bad. See, arrest is not always a bad thing. Okay, here, look. Let the woman go show all the Ebola patient. All we want to see. Go show all one Ebola patient you saw. That's all.
The lady said that they show symptoms of Ebola.
That's
Yeah, okay,
correct.
show all the person.
And
Show the person. Let's show the
The
system.
government- the lady
She's
don't
a
have to show.
She's
The
a
government
professional.
But you know what else, Jerome? The lady
Uh-huh.
said she had just come from attending a meeting at JFK. The JFK people have not said anything yet.
Yep, she said they discussed it there.
Exactly. They have
Okay,
said
guys,
nothing.
The government had the record of people that came from Uganda.
You have meeting at JFK with your superior, you run outside, you go on social media. That's how you can do on your own job.
Oh.
It doesn't work that way.
But you guys should have made the announcement already that this. Okay, guys, let's go to the Aliu. Let's start with the last one here. The Chinese, several Chinese nationals were arrested for illegal mining. What exactly is happening there? Because there's a lot. This week we saw the minister of not the minister, the director of the EPA, saying that there is serious violation of our sovereignty by these people coming in. And I have here, I read the paper, I have it here, where he showed heavy duty equipment of all kinds, all over the place on their way to various parts of the country. And he says that this is happening under the cloud of darkness. And now we are seeing in the press tons of Chinese being arrested with all the documentation, with our papers. What's going on? How these people got in the country to the last time were Burkina Bees and all that. Now, all these Chinese.
Yeah, Mr. Gibbon, the problem we're having is us. The problem that has engulfed Liberia is actually Liberians. Those Chinese guys, who this may be their first time even coming to Africa, wouldn't have come to Africa if one of us didn't go to China and say, I got gold on my land, I got diamond on my land. It's one of us who is bypassing the system. The severity of any punishment must descend on the head of a Liberian. These people, they don't know those forests, they don't even know how to get to those forests. All right? Listen, everybody look for money. The reason why China, the United States, and stuff like that, with they got law and order and people behave in proper ways, is because the government enforces those laws. It's because the people are also aware of the consequences of their action if they ever go astray. In our situation, the Chinese men know that somebody in the government at mines and energy knows about him being there, and nothing is going to happen to him. So he goes there and does it. But I think those people should face the wrath. They should face the law. Those people are polluting the waters, the creeks that we once drank from. The generation today are getting sick and other things. People are barely living long. I hear this embracing thing about, Liberia 65 million youth, 65% Liberia youth. That is not a plus. That's actually a bonus. I mean, those who are supposed to pass 60 don't get to 60. That's all that means. So you're dying early. And these are some of the illicit behavior that are killing our people. There's no proper medication over there to remedy some of these things. And so I think they should face the law. They should not be looking at on the basis of their skin or where they are from. They should face the full weight of the law. But majority of these things, we should go after our own kind because we are the ones doing these things. We must put our hands together in a circle and protect our land and protect our government, empower our people. in the best way possible. But when you're using your technical know-how to exploit because government hasn't provided a job for you, you make it even more difficult. Because those guys that are coming from over there, they're taking 60, 70, 80%. You're only getting 10, 5, 15%. What is the difference? What is the point? You're not gaining anything. So let those Chinese guys confess. The Liberian guys should be put in jail for significant amount of years because they're killing their own people, and from there on, they'll learn lesson.
Let me welcome say Gangadu. Thank you very much for tuning in. Somebody new, Edna Jala. Edna Jala, thank you very much for tuning in. I don't know where you're tuning in from, but your point is well taken. She's saying we should wait. You will wait until people start to die before you announce anything really. These it looks like she may have some knowledge. She may have some medical experience. From
No, we all just got opinions. That's what she's a Liberian. That's how we are. We can talk. We got opinions.
We know this.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. What's on your mind is always important. Let us know. Thank you very much. But these are some of the things that we're looking at. These photographs here. These are some of the heavy duty equipment. I don't know how you can bring this many heavy duty equipment in the country, and they say under the cloud of darkness. Look at the environmental degradation that's going on in the country. Look at this. This is the EPA director and his team on some of the sites. This is serious stuff. And the mercury they are using and all what they are using is seeping into the water, and people have been seriously affected. And he said the agency has been overwhelmed. This is the director of the agency. Let me go to Mr. Tower. Mr. Tower, the chief himself said the bureaucracy, the proportionality of the issue has overwhelmed the agency.
Okay. So I will answer that question, but I will clarify something. I'm glad that Ali brought it up because he made this statement about a month ago. And because on the show, he was the last person, so I could not address it. It is true that people are dying in Liberia from various illnesses. But the young population is not because people are dying young. That is not true. That is not true of Liberia and not true of Africa. So that is a misconception right there. Africa, it's the only continent right now that still carry high birth rate.
Don't just tell me that's true.
The population cannot be dying while the total population continue to increase. Okay, we're not saying people are not dying, but the young people, because Africa is the only, by 2050, Africa will be almost 50% of the world population.
What is the clarification? I'm waiting for the clarification.
Yeah, no, you are saying that we should not boast about each time we say that youthful population is because all the old are dying off. It's not true. The youthful population, because Africans are having, they're the only people that are having more children.
So that clarification that are not true?
Yeah, no, it's not true that the young people are there because all the old are dying off faster. If all the old are dying off faster, you tell me the few old people are there that they're the one that are having all those children.
Don't mind this guy.
Stop trying to spread that stuff.
Young people get your agendas are not true. They see you clarify. How you clarify? You clarify that?
Yeah, that the youthful population is not because the older generation died.
Let not tell me the life expectancy in Liberia. What is the life expectancy in Liberia?
Okay, guys,
let's go to the. But look, let me say this
real quick. So we'll go to the last one here, so we can go.
Okay, look, this is what I will tell you. You see what is happening? Ali says something that is actually true. That there are people in the government, those machines that you are showing, how you can come to the port. How are they free? What question are they asking? What are these things for? Okay? There are a lot of government officials. These guys work for them. They're in partnership with them. And I will give you a scenario that will just wrap everything up when it comes to this. near my grandma home, where they call ball, where number 4 Nimba Bon, where they connect, and Sano. We have a huge over 4,000 acres of ancestral land, and that client from that side, they have that. Some guy that left the U.S. Marine here, went over there, set up a logging company. He could now with some outsiders. He went over there, didn't talk to nobody. They started to log the place. We found out, we sent representatives that we stopped them. When we started tracing everything, we came to FDA. What happened? They're conniving with people inside FDA. The plywood company, I won't say the company name because the case is in court. We went all the way to Yomli Kanga, who is the senator from that place. What happened? Nothing came out of it because they don't want to touch it because they know who all is connected in it. So somebody from in FDA tipped us off and told us all of the people that are connected to this stuff and what can be done. So we put some serious heat. So now what they did was the guy who was a front man from the USA that did the subcontracting automatically signed the whole thing forest over to the plywood company that then directly is owned and supervised by the guys in government. So Ali is right. The people not just want to come from the Chinese don't know Liberia. Look, they're not even one ordinary citizen is not the one that's going to even take them over there. It is the same people in government. So when you hear them saying that they're overwhelmed, people are the same lands and mines, people are forestry, that you'll be surprised that even the so-called head of the mine that's walking around have all his own guys. He's just shutting down other people that he's not getting cut from. This is how they're running the country.
Let's go to the last one real quick. There's a fake guy there's a fake guy here by the name of Sid Gangonu. You see a guy AI thing there. He's not a real human being. Sid Gangonu, go sit down somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the last one here real quick. Guys,
didn't speak on that.
1 minute.
It's all right. It's all right. Let's move on.
I'm going to start where he will go. Guys, at 7 o'clock, we're going to have a special here. Dennis, please put the flyer up if you are here so we can know what the topic is going to be about. But let me start with you, Nagbe, and then you can loop everything in. Representative Thomas Fowler launches NIMBO, has the president as special guest. Campaign session open. The president went to an opening of a political rally. What's going on in Liberia, Mr. Nagbe?
Yeah, I mean, in Liberia, the president's the law. Campaign season has not opened yet. You remember just the other day by Yeke Koluba touring the country, there was a lot of talk. Is he campaigning? Blah, 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 blah. But look, we're watching, the rescue train, we're seeing them, flailing and floundering, They are so much broken right now that they're outsourcing their campaign to Fala and Nimbo. Well, that is good. Let them go ahead. But we're also aware of the fissures that this is causing in the rescue camp. We know Francis Yamani has already come out and told Fala he can either be a dog or be a cat, but he can be a cat dog. And so, and I don't know the rescue people and the animals, but anyway, so we're watching and observing what is happening. Thomas Fowler, we understand, is launching a political party. And so we're watching. We were in Trenton 2 weekends ago, and the same group that appeared on Spoon yesterday, they came out, and talked to us about the land that this place is supposed to be, used to build a headquarters. So right off the bat, I think they're in trouble. They need to first of all get rid of that because they are going to be going to court to try to secure a headquarters for Nimbo. So, but we watch what happened in town today. Is campaign season already in full swing yet? We don't know. But President Joseph Imabwaka was at this lunch, and apparently the whole of Congo Town or wherever, I think the headquarters supposed to be around the Ministry of Health or so. Apparently they shut the whole place down. So we're watching with amusement, trying to understand what is happening. Who is Thomas Fala to the UP train? Is this a helping verb for the UP the rescue train? We don't know yet, but we're watching. If guys that say are happy about it, that is good. Let them go ahead and let's see how far they get with that. But yeah, to answer your question directly, the campaign has not started yet. But you know, we saw something today that looks like
Yeah,
an
but
official
say
campaign session.
I'm going to say the the CDC Lofa chapter have fallen flat to Thomas Fala Nimbo.
Yeah.
The,
So
the Nimba
let me
chapter.
say
So,
let me say something to my friend say here. I don't know
and
if
say not a real person.
exactly to AI say here. You know, if he's a real political tactician, he will understand. Lofa by Joseph Boaka coming from Lofa. It's a no go for opposition. If we get 5, 10, 20% from Lofa, we're happy with it. Why do you keep going back to the same well that is already saturated? If you want to go somewhere else, you still have to go to Lofa to prove that you know you got the votes. I don't think so. So if they will continue to go to Lofa, every little opportunity they get, they go to Lofa and go to Lofa to show strength. That is well and good. They can go ahead. We will do the other part of the country. You know, we're going all over the rest of the country, and trust me, we're getting some votes from Nimba as well, and from Lofa as well. I mean, we were in Kwadoboni the other day. You saw the turnout. We got too. So yeah, if they're going to, you know, knock out CDC chapter in Lofa, which I don't know what he means by that, but that is good. Let them go ahead and take all of Lofa if they feel they can. But I doubt they're going to take out of Lofa. We're going to get our share from there as well. I can assure him of that.
Excellent. Let me welcome Mr. Mame. Mr. Mame, you always can't wait. Time for closing. I know you.
Yeah.
I know you in California. You're like 3 hours behind, but your time is usually bad. What's going on?
Well, we have to attend services. Anyway, thank you for welcoming me. And then we have other activities in our time zone. So because of the mismatch in all those activities, we just want to make sure we make our contribution, because I think it is an obligation as patriots to always make our contribution. But yeah, we have challenges when it comes to the time zone and when it comes to activities here. But we still make it our business to come and make our voices heard on behalf of the masses.
Good. So the question I'm going to be asking you is, I'm going to quote the one of the greatest philosophers in the Joseph Yuma Boyka government. Are you a cat dog or dog cat?
Neither,
Or better
not
still,
a cat nor a dog.
better still, are you AI Wallow or AI Say or real nothing?
Well, you are here. We are talking about last week or
It's good to have you, man.
2 weeks ago, Mr. Mame, Yaka Koluba was doing his nationwide tour, and they were trolling him. They say it was illegal, whether it was campaign, what it was. He was on the verge of being arrested for violating the law. And today we see the president and his nephew and all of that actually establishing a political party while outside of the original intent. What do we say about dog, cat, dog? I don't even know what kind of dog is this one.
You see, let me tell you something. The Unity Party think that everybody is stupid. That's the first thing I would say. When the Unity Party does something, it's okay. If anybody else does it, it's wrong. In fact, even if it is right, they will criticize it. But this is a pattern of the behavior of the guys in the Unity Party. All the things that George Weah did, all the things that other political institutions did, they criticize it. When it came to power, they did the exact same thing. And if you try to criticize them for it, they find an excuse, they find a way to justify it. The double standard is astounding. Bunch of incompetent people, bunch of irresponsible people will do things like this. This is a campaign. No responsible government at this particular time will allow its political officials to go and establish. This is almost like a national campaign. You open a national campaign headquarters for Joseph Newman-Baga, the president, and invite him there. Then you condemning Yeke for going to a county tour to express his grievance. Because what I see Yeke doing is just basically going from county to county to express his grievance about how the court system and the government is treating him. But they are now doing it officially. These people have been campaigning since they won the election and with lies. But for Yege's situation, they will vilify him. But if Joseph Baga or his cohorts or his propagandists or his surrogates or anybody within the Unity Party or the Unity Party government does it, it's okay because they are in power. But you know, this banquet will come to an end. This party will soon be over. You understand? And when it comes to this how you call him, Thomas Fala, I can tell you, Thomas Fala is trying to protect his wealth, his stolen wealth, his ill-gotten wealth that he needs to be investigated for. Thomas Fala was a plank seller like myself. Back in the 2000s, Thomas Fala was selling plank. The only reason why Thomas Fala is so rich beyond our expectation and beyond our imagination is because of politics. These are the people that are supposed to be investigated. These are the people that are supposed to be audited for the ill-gotten wealth so that they can return these monies. Who muted me? Hello?
No,
we hear you, we hear
go
you.
ahead.
Okay, yeah. These are people that need to be taken to the work, and I mean to the what you call, we're supposed to establish a court for investigating criminal behavior like these, corruption. We have to establish a corruption court that people like Thomas Fala are supposed to go to. But the only reason why he's doing this around Joseph Boakai is not because he loves Joseph Boakai. It's not even because he will join the Unity Party. That's the first thing. He's not even going to join the Unity Party. He's trying to coerce, Joseph Boakai, or try to pair with Joseph Boakai, try to get into a political bedfellow relationship with Joseph Boakai so that they can pardon him for all his ill-gotten wealth. And at the end of the day, he will dump the Unity Party the same way he dumped the CDC. When the opportunity avails itself for another political party to surface that he sees favor with, he's going to dump the Unity Party in a heartbeat. And so they shouldn't be deceived. If he did it to CDC, he can do it to them. And that party headquarters that is highly contested, they need to go to court and justify how they got that party headquarters when people are claiming it legitimately when a Supreme Court decision came out and gave that land to somebody. And now Thomas Fala is opening it as a party headquarters because it's almost because like they're violating the law. The court said the place is for someone, but Thomas Fala is opening a party headquarters there without an injunction, without any action. But this is the country we find ourselves in right now. No rule of law. No rule of law. They will fail the rule of law till thy kingdom come. They will never pass it. And these are some of the things that are leading to that will lead to instability in the country. I'm not praying for it, but these are exact same things that led to instability in the country, and they are proceeding down this path. They are doing everything to undermine the peace and stability in the country, but the Liberian people are very patient. And I ask them to remain patient to 2029 and boot them out of office. Thank you.
Thank you. Adieu.
Yes.
The ARC gang on the Thomas Fala is expressing a grievance too, just like Yega Koluba. He doesn't need to wait for it. So it looks like there's no change here. When we say there's no change, they get upset, but look what he's saying. If Yega Koluba is doing it too.
Mr. Given, all this hulu we're putting ourselves in for nothing. I hope it's just for the purpose of, having some conversation, because the antagonism is unwarranted, to tell you the least. When Molba Molo resigned from CDC and founded something he called STAN, people came up yelling, "Oh, it's for the CDC, it's another part of the CDC." Yeah, so what? The man we're talking about today is not a member of the Unity Party. He didn't resign from the Unity Party. He didn't even resign from the CDC. He was kicked out of the CDC. How can a citizen organize something, and then you say the Unity Party, and then you come out and say, well, he's not even a partisan of the Unity Party. It's contradiction, man. But listen, all power to Thomas Fala. They kick him out. He's a free man. He can form an association. By the way, he's not forming a political party. One of those associations But he has just dedicated that association to supporting Joseph Burger in 2029. What's wrong with that? That is his right. Let us leave the people to exercise their right. We're living in a democracy. This is a democracy that people fought for. Victor Nagbe, they were boys and their lives were at risk. Now everybody can flex their muscle in the democratic arena, and yet we find ways to bring them down because they're exercising their God-given rights. So all power to Tuma Fala, all power to Mulba Molu. Now I can't say the same for Yeke Kolba, but all power to all of those who are using the political playing field, the democratic level minds, and let them enjoy themselves. All power to him. That's all I can say.
Mr. Tao.
Yeah.
The Unity Party say Yeke Kolba went on his nationwide tour to express his grievance. So Joseph Boakai and hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Your name and where you calling from?
Unity Party, man.
1 minute.
It's Kevin Congo. I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Go ahead.
I have a quick comment and a question.
Go ahead.
And my question is for Mr. Alio Kamara. I hope he hears me clearly. Alio, are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Alio. My question. Here is a question I want to ask you. What is your position on Thomas Fala wealth? How do you see him? How did he get his wealth in a legitimate way? And vis-a-vis Boakai, if you take, I'm trying to frame this question in a way that during the campaign, Joseph Boakai was the integrity candidate. We're preaching integrity. He's going to do this. And Unity Party was calling Thomas Fala T5. Today, T5 is left off the hook. Boakai said President Boakai said he was doing something that he's never done in his life before, to give a white cola nut, which he gave it to Thomas Fala. How do you see that? This guy, that every Liberian, every politically active Liberian, basically majority of them believe that Thomas Fala, Jeremiah Cohn, or Prince Moe, Sir Joseph, the likes of Abachi, and the Snow, they got wealthy out of government. They've never innovated anything. They've never invented anything. The only thing they have invented is how to manipulate the public budget. How do you see the fact that Boakai has done something for the first time in his life, saying he was born, he gave white collar not to him? How do you see it?
Thank you.
Endorsing corruption.
No, this is for Aliu. Aliu, that question.
Okay, all right. So first of all, the perception of corruption is not corruption. To ask me about the man's wealth, it implies that I know whether he's wealthy or not. I've never seen Thomas Fala's bank statement before, nor have I seen his will. The asset declaration that some people put out there, I've never seen Thomas Fala's assets declaration. So I cannot comment to that. What I can also tell you is what happened during political seasons, campaign seasons, happens during campaign seasons. It's like one of those things in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That happened during the days of campaign. They call him names, and that has gone away. Yes. President Burger gave cola nut to someone who has opened their heart to him. In commitment of that, he too has reciprocated. There is no indictment on Thomas Fala. There is no court case where he has been convicted of a criminal crime. We don't have those things. All we have is the perception. Now, what we will recommend to you guys, some of you in the opposition like Calabo, you form a strong legal team and really go through the law and try to get Thomas Fala to a book if you really believe that he stole money. Until then, we don't have those facts.
Thank you. Tao, let's start with our closing, cover everything else. Let's do.
So look at what happened, Kelebu. If you are listening, thanks very much for this question, so that this Valley guy can even expose himself with his disingenuous attitude. Because this is the same guy. He's talking about bank statement and he's talking about the expressing that democratic stuff. When Yeke Koluba made a statement that there is record that the land belonged to Guinea, that is expressing a democratic position. He was never called to be investigated. It was never, they just went ahead and removed him. And you say that is democratic, or that he's a criminal, he's rogue. Where has he ever been convicted? Because you're talking about now the law. When he's traveling around for him to speak to people as a free man, you went ahead and started stoning him in Lima and everywhere else. Your party, I want to even believe probably he flew from here and you were there. Me and you were sat on this platform 2 years ago. And me and you were on the same page, because when I came on this platform, you said, now I'm glad that somebody is here that see things like me.
I told you I took it back one time.
Did you see Samuel 12's bank statement when me and you, based on how they operate in the land, that they were corrupt? Me and you, did you see Nathaniel McGill bank statement? No, you did not. Don't do this kind of childish stuff. Then out of frustration when they come to this, don't play the kind of Liberia. The country is not a game. This is the problem, that you guys are some of the problems. You have no desire and interest in the country. You think this is a game that you're pledging allegiance to individuals and to groups when the nation is dying. Come on now, you don't do these kind of things. You talk about bank statement and all of this stuff as if it's supposed to mean something. Did you see the other bank statement? Me and you were here, and we made the same statement because of we knew that they had nothing, and we see what they were doing.
Me and you not made statement.
Yes,
one time
right here on the show. So stop this kind of stuff. But look, this is what we get. And so when Liberian people that are listening and to our audience, this is the problem with Liberia. Everybody want to know what is wrong with Liberia. Well, everybody have selfish interest. Either they're benefiting directly, or they have a relative or friend or an uncle that is benefiting. So whenever that person is doing wrong, they want to find a way, no matter how out of whack it will be, to try to explain it. And then when the same thing is done by somebody that they don't support, immediately they become logical. They become analytical. This is the kind of game that is being played. So when you're looking for what is wrong with Liberia, you can even see it here on this platform, and you see it in the so-called political affiliations. Because everybody, the party can do wrong. And we need to stop this kind of stuff. Look, we are at a place where the world order is changing. People are recalibrating. People are planning and re-strategizing the recolonization of Africa through military or other means is actually in motion right now as we speak. And we are here. Instead of us trying to look at stuff on a bigger stage, we are here supporting a bunch of petty thieves that came from Plainfield and loan sharks and all kinds of stuff. And we're leaving the country. Then we sit here and we say, we don't know what is wrong with the country, that the country cannot be saved. Yeah, we are the problem. We need to put aside that so-called political affiliation and commitment. Anything that your party is doing or your so-called people are doing, if they don't align with the interest and advancement of the country, you're supposed to be able to call it out. That is what makes you to be an actual Liberian.
Absolutely.
Because some of the people that will be gone tomorrow.
We have land so we can move on.
Guess what? The country is going to remain. The same thing that happened on a Tubman and Tubman and do them and tailor them and everybody, that is the same thing that we see happening. No commitment to country. It's a shame.
Thank you. Aliru?
Yes, sir. First of all, let me tell you, like Brentford, that man never made any joint statement before.
No,
It's on record here.
you say you took it back.
Yeah, you say I say you get things like me that I took back. What does it mean? He made any joint statement at no time on this platform.
Yeah,
Have
it's there on record.
Put it up. At no time I vehemently accused a government official of being corrupt.
Whoa.
If you have those videos, please put them in the chat.
That's why it's from Bwaka's nephew.
but let me tell you. Let me just talk now. We have accused people on many times. I'm talking about the general public only on the basis of perception and on the basis of innuendos. For several years now, my conversation must be based on what I can prove. What I cannot prove, I don't just throw it out there. And this is why most people and I bump heads, because they come up with these vague and unsubstantiated arguments and accusations. And sometimes I want to know where you got these things from. And when I try to pull their leg, they call me small soldier, they call me commando, they say I trust. You understand what I'm saying? So if you were really following, even before you came to the show, because I'll be on the show since 2019. Before you came to this show, if you really follow, I always call you, get called by names, even when you go with the CDC. I opposed the way he spoke to George Weah and the way he spoke to George Weah's mother and other things. I am not a fan of Prophet Key. I don't even go to his show. Because these kind of people, they're not only erratic, I think there is something seriously wrong with their mental stability. So I don't associate myself with those kinds of people. I am not supporting Thomas Fowler. I have not supported Thomas Fowler on this show. All I have said is, if you want to call him a rogue, they give me something that can prove to me that he's actually a rogue. Not because you heard on social media, they call him rogue. So definitely I should call him rogue too, because he supported Joseph Boakai. And if I don't do so, I'm one of the bad apples of the country. But Mr. Game, it's been a great show. Mr. Nangbe, Mame, and the radical extremist here, Mr. Joseph Tao. It has been a wonderful show. And let's do this again. But meanwhile, Joseph Boakai is doing a great job in Liberia, magnificently in Liberia. So we need to begin to support, see the realities, the roads crossing through Bomi County, the roads crossing through Cape Mount to Lofa County, the road crossing from Bapuru to Lofa County, the road crossing from Nimba County all the way to the southeast. Joseph Boakai is the guy. Agriculture is booming. Our female agriculturalists are getting support, the requisite support that they need, and things are moving forward. The Liberia Electricity Corporation is still struggling, but when you go on the ground, you see that they are making strides, and we give them a huge props on their backs. And thanks for having me, Mr. Governor.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you were in America in the 80s, during the Iraq War, there was a guy by the name of
Ali.
They call him the Baghdad Bar.
Baghdad Bar.
And he was also Ali. Baghdad Bar was running. He was running away from Iraq, but he was telling the people, he said,
but you know, Ali, that is suffering for Ali, right?
Yeah, I know. He said, we are killing the Americans. They will never enter Baghdad.
There's a difference between Ali and Aliyu.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Baghdad Bar said they will never enter. They will never enter They will never enter Baghdad. They will never enter our men. So while he was saying that, they had a split screen with all the Iraqi soldier putting their hands up and being arrested, and soldier at the presidential mansion, and he was still on the air. When they went to find him, he had crossed over into Syria. Aliyu, you have crossed over from RIA. You might be sitting in Washington, D.C. in the road from that place is good. In the meantime, the president can't even drive on the road. He took a private jet to get to the Lofa Road. That was so good. The gentleman took his flight this morning to go there.
It was a matter of choice.
There you go. Before you go there, Victor, do you have a choice to fly to FOIA if you wanted to go?
I don't have that.
You have a
Is
private
that on the
jet?
same level?
If I want that, I have to fly with the president.
Oh yeah, I see. Monday, come
Yes.
on with your closing. I know you.
Yeah, thank you very much. The same president that said he will ride wheelbarrow when he come to power, and the same president that condemned George Weah for riding private jet, and the same president that riding private jet from Monrovia to Lufa County. But it's okay now because it is the United Party. They think everybody's stupid. Nobody's stupid here. And Aliyu, just so you know, the abbreviation for Aliyu, Aliyu, the Ali.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about my own name.
I don't know where you got your
Go
name
ahead.
from, but I'm a Mandingo man. I'm a Muslim man from a Mandingo background. We all know the abbreviation. Anyway, that's not the issue.
Hey,
Now,
thank you.
I want to talk about this double standard. You just call Yeke a crazy man. What kind of evaluation you use? What kind of report do you have? What medical examination did you do? This is unfounded. This is an unfounded claim. But you want to hold other people responsible. You want other people to bring documentation to prove that somebody got an ill-gotten wealth. My brother, this is unacceptable. This is ridiculous. This is preposterous. For you to call Yeke Kolba crazy without any medical information, without any semblance of facts. You understand? So let's put that to the side. But I would just like to say this was a good show. We are seeing and how about the prices of rice or the price of rice in Monrovia? What about the gas price? Is it okay there? What's up there? People still don't have drinking water. Your people telling us that we got 76%, like almost 8 or every 10 Liberian got pipe-borne water or drinking water. What's up with the crisis in the country with drugs? What's about high unemployment? And then you sit here and start to tell us about things that we know about. Those dilapidated places in the country, people are being placed on the street, taken from their homes, dragged on the street, in the midst of their joblessness. They are coming to be hopeless and homeless. And you come and sit here and be boasting. Do you think this is the violating the rule of law? Supreme Court conniving with the president and urinating and defecating on our constitution? And you sit here and you smiling. It's not a funny, it's not a joking matter. This is why Mr. Tao said, your guys think it's a joke. The first thing you need to prioritize is the country, not your partisan politics, not your paid propagandist ideology. No, you don't do that to our country. We have to be honest to ourselves. Part of the problem of Liberia is selfishness, greediness, political greed. That's what's killing the country. Because once you see your kinsmen in power, once you get maybe caught from the crumbs from the spoils, you think everything is okay. You don't see anything wrong. But we are here to tell the Liberian people that all is not well. Prices are still high. The border is still under the Guineans. We still have drugs proliferating in the country. The gas is still high. We still have rice prices still high. Talking about agriculture, are we producing our own rice? Are we not spending over 400 million, 300 million on rice rice import every year? Come on, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Victor. This is Joseph Boyard and Wheelbarrow, man. Just in case if you didn't see it.
And I like that Wheelbarrow that flew him to FOIA yesterday, you know.
Yeah, not the flying one.
The flying Wheelbarrow. But
yeah, I know you'll be honest in your analysis, better than what the young man just did. Just threw numbers and words around. Let's go with you. Let's go.
You did your closing. Why you keep coming back into other people's closing?
Is that a prompt for me to now count out to him?
Yeah.
No, I trust that you're a whole professor. You're not just throwing numbers around.
Well, I already give the president props for the 2 bills that he submitted. I said that.
For the two wheelbarrows?
What I would not do what I would not do is give Mo Ali props, who is fudging numbers. Like you rightly said, Ali, taking the number out as you know where. We're waiting. I'm again kudos to Musa Asambelete of the CMC, the representative for district number 7 in Nimba, for flagging this kind of fuzzy map that continues to come out of this rescue train from 70,000 jobs to 76% Liberian having access to safe drinking water. I don't know what they're talking about, but he's coming in on Tuesday. We hope he will make it clearer to us where they're getting these numbers from. But coming back to the Liberia Diaspora Fund, and I really hope that those who are in authority are listening. A lot of things were said here tonight. A lot of things have been said on other platforms. A lot of things have been written about this fund. I think there's a lot of discontent, a lot of apprehensions, a lot of concerns about this fund. Like I said earlier, and I got pushed back on, which I said as well, but I believe it is done well. I think it could mean something for the country. For instance, on the other platform, somebody suggested instead of storing the money at the central bank, they should probably create their own diaspora bank where they will, keep the money, because we all know what happens when funds are kept at the national bank, central bank. So we hope they will give this in some thought. Two, I think they should make it optional for us to participate. Don't go to Joseph Pato Jala and go to Darius Dillon, to push this thing through the Senate and make it law, make it statutory law, because that's what they intended to do. Once they do that, we have no option. Any money you send now, they will put $1 on it, and you will pay. You will pay. And this is taxation without representation. We don't think it's fair to us. So we hope they will take this thing back to look at it again and do it properly. But having said that, we memorialize a number of our gone brothers and sisters. I just wanted to continue to express, sympathies to all of those who have gone before us, who gave all of their, blood and sweat and tears to give us the democratic space that we have today. I mean, the other day, Jerome, you and I were, talking about Decree 88A. Those of us who are young may not remember this, but this was the decree under the PRC government that criminalized what we're doing today without authorization from the government. We couldn't do this. So it is easy for us to take all of these liberties for granted today, but I just wanted to remind us that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into creating this space. And so as we are memorializing those, again, shout out, sympathies to Dusty and the Wolokoli family who are mourning his departure today. I understand they're having a meeting, they haven't decided a burial date yet. I hope on the day they are burying him, we can devote 5 minutes or so. Maybe someone from the family can come and talk about his contribution to the struggle, but I totally agree with the call from Mr. Gonglo. I know Mr. Kamara here disagrees with that call, but I think he made a very brilliant point. And I like the fact that, he says when we come on here, we talked about, you just jump in 5 minutes and make it fun. But thank you all for the show tonight. Great weekend. Let's wait for Mo Ali to go to the legislature on Tuesday. Please plan on tuning in to listen to him justify his 76% access drinking water for Liberians.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special coming out at 7 p.m. I won't tell you what it's about. It will be interesting one. We'll keep it a secret. You gotta come in. We don't want to be like, I support it before I against it. So
no, John Kerry.
John Kerry. I was for it before.
No, the Republican boy.
All power to Joseph Boca, gentlemen. Okay.
To who?
Joseph Boca.
Hello, let me talk to him before you can bring.
Liberia first.
You go.
This is Liberia. It was about Liberia.
He's a flamethrower. He throw a flame at you, right? Yeah. So guys, let's do this tomorrow. I mean, yes. Next week, same time, same place, guys. As always, we end our show with our theme song. We are all Liberians.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home.